House Budget Committee, Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter. Congressman, thank you for joining us. Hope you had a good Christmas, sir. Give me your feel for your reaction to what's going on with Twitter and these files that have been released.
Well, we have been identifying this for some time now. As a matter of fact, in October of 2020, the Energy and Commerce Committee that I serve on, we identified this and we were looking at this. And that's why it's so vitally important in this upcoming Congress, in the 118th Congress, that we have oversight, because people deserve consistency. They deserve trust in the social media. And we realize now that they haven't been getting that Twitter has been suppressing conservative voices. You know, I don't want to have to get into the business of private enterprises, but whenever you have a situation like this, when you have a government entity that is working with private businesses like the CIA was, like the FBI was, then we're going to have more scrutiny. There's no question about that, because the American people, again, they deserve truthfulness. They deserve consistency in their news.
Yeah, that seems to be the quandary, Congressman, is everybody wants to leave private companies alone. But when the private companies are affecting the public square, if you will, and silencing especially one side or the other. Look, you put somebody else in charge and they silence the left completely. That wouldn't be right either. But what we saw was so one-sided against conservatives during this last cycle. How do you fix that?
Well, you fix it by having oversight over it, and we intend to do that. We intend to do it in the Energy and Commerce Committee. I know that other committees are going to be doing it. Judiciary is one who's going to be looking at it as well, and certainly a number of other committees that have oversight in this jurisdiction will be looking at it, because, look, this is unfair, as you point out accurately. Whether it's the right or the left, this should not happen. Americans have to be able to trust their journalists. They have to be able to trust the news. And right now we can't do that because of the examples that are being cited here of where Twitter actually was suppressing conservative voices. That's why we're committed. Yeah. We're committed to having a government that's accountable. That's part of our 4 pillars of our commitment to America and the Republican Congress.
Okay, let's turn to the omnibus spending bill, huge bill. About $2.8 billion of it, of earmarks, were sponsored or co-sponsored by 110 House Republicans, yet only 9 supported the measure. It's now headed to President Joe Biden's desk. Wanted to get your thoughts on this. I'm old enough to remember a time when those on the right really wanted to make sure money was spent wisely. They led to a balanced budget back in the 90s, even with the Democratic president. But they don't seem to be quite as adamant about reining in spending right now.
No, they don't. And you know, look, let's face it. And keep in mind, this $1.7 trillion monstrosity that was passed, this is discretionary spending only. This does not include the non-discretionary spending, the Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, the interest on our debt. None of that is included in this. And that's why we've got to get back to regular order. That's why I'm running for chairman of the Budget Committee, so that we can get back to regular order, to where we're passing budgets, to where we're doing something about our national debt. The interest on our national debt next year will be the 3rd highest line item in our budget. It will surpass our spending on defense. Think of all the good things that we could do with that money if we weren't spending it on the interest on our debt. This is intergenerational theft. We cannot continue to do this.
Okay, I guess my final question has to do with whether the piano behind you a week from now will be playing Happy Days Are Here Again. Ohio State, Georgia, what's the outcome going to be next Saturday?
Go Dogs. We're ready. We're ready for a repeat. And I tell you, you're going to have to take it from us, because we're not going to give it up easily.
That's been proven time and again. And Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you so much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.